Good day. How is everyone this fine Saturday, May 25th, 2024? Welcome. Hope you're well. Good day, Maria. Do a smile. Glad you're doing well. Let's continue with St. John of the Cross. There's some interesting aspect to this dark night. Now we're coming into a realization, the soul is coming into a realization that she is, what's the word? It's hard to describe. He does such a much better job than I. Is joyful hope, maybe that's what it is, upon really separating the mind from the soul and the body and acknowledging the three different aspects, and where they all are trying to seek first position, if you will. and if you can slow the mind down, which usually has first position all the time, if you can relegate it back to the back part, then the body will come down, and then the soul comes forth and peace is brought. And that's the process and the gift that we're looking for. All right, let's say morning prayers and get started. Just to let you know, thank you very much for your prayers for my mother. She's doing well. My father is a character. That's all I'm going to say about it. In nomine Dei, Matronum Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany, and in Catholic contemplation humbly adore the Divine Family. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostrae. O Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven. O Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Dea Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, and my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. St. John of the Cross, Dark Night of the Soul, Book the Second, wherein is set down and explained the three last lines of the first song. O blessed chance, I stole me forth unseen, my house being wrapped in sleep. Those are the three lines of the first song. The last three lines. The blissful chants chanted by the soul in the first of these three lines was affected by that she sings of in the two next lines, where she uses the metaphor of one who, the better to carry out his purpose, sets forth from his house at night, and under shadow of darkness, the inmates of the house being now at rest, so that none shall hinder his departure. For as this soul was bent on sallying forth to accomplish a deed so rare and heroic, which was the uniting of herself with her divine lover, she goes forth abroad, since the lover is only to be found without in solitude. Wherefore the bride desired to find him unaccompanied, saying, now I just want to clarify that bride is capitalized here, meaning the Trinitarian Theophany or Dea Matronam Nostrae in this case. Wherefore the bride desired to find him unaccompanied, saying, Quis mihi det te fratrem, meum sugentem ubera, matris meae, ut inveniam te foris et Deus sculerte. Who, which means, who shall give thee to me, O my brother, that I may find thee abroad and share my love with thee? So likewise was the passionate soul compelled, if she would achieve her desired end, to do the same also, and to go forth by night when all the servants of her house are sleeping and at rest. That is, the servants being the inferior operations, emotions, and appetites of her soul, extinguished and put to sleep by means of this night. I'm going to also label them the mind, which are the inmates of the house, who, ever on the watch, allure the soul from these her treasures, averse to her wresting from them her liberty. So that's the mind is always want to take control. And but once, like I said, once you conquer that and set the mind back, these gifts appear. For these are the servants whereof Deum Iesum Christum speaks of, who are the enemies of man. Et inimici hominis domestici eius. And so it was essential that their labors and movements should be laid to sleep in this night, to the end that they hold not back the soul from the supernatural gifts of the union of love of God, the Trinitarian Theophany, which cannot be achieved so long as they are astir with vitality and movement. For all action and movement on their part do rather hinder than assist in the receiving of the soulful wealth of the union of love. For inasmuch as all natural capacity is inadequate in respect of the supernatural favors which the Trinitarian Theophany, by their infusion alone, inspires in the soul passively, secretly, and in silence. And so in order to receive it, it is necessary that all the faculties be laid under this spell of silence, so that they shall not obtrude thereon their inferior activity and vile inclinations. But it was for this soul a blissful chance that the Trinitarian Theophany in this night holds all the inmates of her house in sleep. That is, all the faculties, emotions, affections, and appetites which dwell in the soul, to the end that she may arrive at the soulful union of perfect love of God, the Trinitarian Theophany, with none to note. To wit, without being hindered of them, forasmuch as she has left them wrapped in slumber and mortified in this night, as has been said. Oh, how fortunate a chance it is for the soul to be able to free herself from the abode of her sensuality, her mind. None indeed can understand it, to my thinking, save the soul which has tasted thereof. For she will clearly see how miserable was the servitude which bound her, and how great the number of the wretched trifles which enslaved her, when she was in bondage to the savory taste of her appetites and passions. And she shall know how that the life of the soul is true liberty and riches, or freedom and riches, which bring with them inestimable mercies, whereof we shall proceed to set down some in the following songs, wherein it shall be more clearly seen how right the soul is to look upon the passage of this dolorous and awesome night as a most glorious and sanctified chance. I'm going to read the next few lines. This subchapter is called "Which," gives the second song and its exposition. And these are the lines. Into the darkness and yet safe, by secret stair and in disguise. O gladsome hap! In darkness and in secret I crept forth, my house being wrapped in sleep. In this song, the soul still proceeds to sing certain properties of the darkness of this night, repeating the good fortune that she derived therefrom. She speaks of them as if she replied to some certain tacit objection, warning us that we must not think that because she has passed through such tortures of anguish, doubt, dread, and horror in this night and darkness, as has been said, she ran any the more danger of being lost. Nay, in the darkness of this night did she rather find herself, for therein did she free herself and subtly escape from her opponents, who, the mind, who at all times blocked the way, for in the darkness of the night she walked safely, having changed her raiment and disguised herself under the 3 liveries or collars we shall presently describe, and by a most secret stair, for no one in the house knew of it, which, as we shall likewise observe in its proper place, is living faith. She stole forth as disguised and noiselessly, so as to accomplish her great deed, that she could not but go secure and in the utmost safety, the more especially as the sensitive and intellectual appetites, inclinations, and passions are now asleep, mortified, and extinguished in this purgative night, which had they been awake and active, would have stopped her journey. Okay. All right. We'll end there. for today, and then we'll talk some more about the first line tomorrow, being Sunday. Deum vobiscum quoque apte. Oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc immaculatum hostiam, quam ego indignus famulus tuus offeri tibi Deum vivum et verum, pro innumerabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentiis meis, et pro omnibus circumstanctibus, sed et pro omnibus fidelibus Catholicorum vivis atque defunctis sub mihi et iris proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilitu condidisti et mirabilius reformasti, da nobis spiritus atquae et vini mysterium eius divinitatis esse consortes qui humanitas nostrae fiere dignatus es partaceps, Deum Iesum Christum Filium qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuam deprecantes clementiam ut conspecto divinae majestatis tuae, pro nostra et totius mundi salute cum adore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiamur ad Deum Iesum Christum, et sec fiat sacrificium nostrum in conspectu tu hodie, uplaciat tibi Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificit oblata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sancto nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Deum Sancta Trinitas hanc oblationem quam tibi afferimus ab memoriam passiones, resurrectiones et ascensiones Deum Iesum Christum et in honorem Dei matronam nostrae et Papa Peter Sanctorum et Istorum et omnium Sanctorum ut illis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem et illi pro nobis intercedere dignentur in caelis quorum amorem agimus in telis per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam ac vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat apud Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis ad laudem et gloriam nominis sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apotei, sursum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias abogamos Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igitur clementissime matere pater, Dea matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum, filium tuum Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus ac petimus, uti accepta habeas, et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificium ilibata, in primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare, custodiri, adonare, et regere dignitis toto urbi terrarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum famroque tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We pray for Katie, Gage, Neil and Earl Lively, Mark Jr., Maria Josephina Mose, Mindy, Clarette, Henry and Barbara and Benedict Santa Croce, Casey, Mr. Nobody, Amble Tink, the Cantu and Duarte families, John Cahill, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Dasco, Nye, Tafur families, Alex Tafur, the Began families, and the Wolf families. We pray for Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, organ harvesting, and false medical implementations of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium exchange, and for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society and to eliminate usury. We ask Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, with this Mass to destroy the satanic document of Vatican law that is the Jewish Talmud. We ask you to destroy Rome and the Vatican and recognize the authority of the Catholic Church to be in Fatima, Portugal. We ask you to release the souls controlled by the demons Lilith and Asmodeus, and to release and transfer the souls from under the dominion of any Jew or Freemason that gives support to Israel. We also ask you to block the passage of, or help us to block the passage of any so-called pandemic treaty by the WHO, based on lies and aimed at removing the divine family's children's freedom to move and travel. As Catholics, we ask for your help to act as well as to improve our prayer life. We pray for wisdom on how to prepare natural foods and fruits and vegetables and farm animals and how to take care of them and share them and their products with our neighbors. We ask you to eliminate all harmful radiation waves and all equipment that are trying to accomplish the same, including the breakdown and the destruction of any equipment related to creating false auroras, false just drew a complete blank. False activities in the sky. All these we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi offerimus, vel qui tibi offrunt hoc sacrificium laudis processuisque omnibus, pro redemptione anomarum suarum, pro spe salutis et equanimitatis suae. Tibique redunt vota sua aeterno Deum vivo et vero, communicantes et memoriam venerantes in primis gloriosae semper Deum maternam nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et beatorum martyrium tuorum papae sanctae Petri et sancti Lucia et sancti Jacinta et sancti Francisco et sancti Juan Diego et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meditis praecibusque concedas ut in omnibus protectionis tuae muniamur exilio per innum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem acceptabilemque facere dedenis ut nobis corpum et sanguinem fiat delictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur accepet panem in sancta sacra venerabilis manus suas et elevatis oculis in caelum et ad te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens consecravit frege dedique lunis sui dicens accipite et manducate ex hoc omnes hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo postquam ceremonia est accipiens et hunc praeclarum calicem in sancta sacra venerabilis manus suas item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum consecravit dedique lunis sui dicens accipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei mysterium fidei quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum. Hic quotescunque ficeritis in me memoriam facetis. Unde et memores Deum nos servi tui, sed et plebs tua sancta justum Christum filium tuum, Deum nostrae tam beatae, passiones nec non et ab inferis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensionis, afferimus praeclare maiestati tuae de tuis donis ac datis, supra quae propitio axere novutur respectere digneris. Supplices te rogamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum iube haec peferip in manus tuum ut quod ex hoc altaris participatione sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum corpus et sanguinem simsenimus omni sanctificatione caelesti et gratia repeamur per innum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Roman Pollock, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum, quis gentibum locum refecerii lucis et pacis ut indulgeas deprecamur, per innum Christum Deum nostrum, perquem haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis, per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso est tibi Deum Maternam omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloriae. Ave Dea maternam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum, Dea maternam nostrae, materam Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quae sumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata et gloriosa semper Deo matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitius pacem, in diebus nostris, ut ope misericordiae, ad tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omne perturbatione securi. Per eundum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te, haec commixtio et consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat accipientibus nobis in ad salutaem ad aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, qua prande Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivicasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me tui semper inhadare mandatis, et ad numquam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Dea matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et regnam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indignus sumere praesumo non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tua pietate prosit mihi a tuta mentis et corporis, et ad medelam percipiendam, qui vivis et regnam qui vivis et regnas cum Dea matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem, accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Dea matronam nostrae non sum dignus ut interceptatum meum, sed tantum de verbo et senabatur anima mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sum dignus ut interceptatum meum, sed tantum de verbo et senabatur anima mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sum dignus ut interceptatum meum, sed tantum dic verbo et senabatur anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum, pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, calicem solitaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis salvusero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quod ore sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum, puramente capiamus, et munere temporae fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum quod sumpsi et sanguis, quem potavi ad haereat visceribus meis et praestat, ut in me non remaneat scererum macula, quem pira et sancta reficerunt sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te. Ite mise est. Deum gratia. Placae tibi sancta Trinitum obsequium servituis meae, et praestat, ut sacrificium sicium, quod oculis tuae maestatis in obtuli tibi sit acceptabile mihi et omnibus, pro quibus obtuli sit te miserante propitiabe per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam, et Filium, et Spiritum Sanctum. Deum Matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. O Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum present here, in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and immaculate heart of Deum Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. So if any of you have had any benefit to this Mass and how it has changed your life in one way or another, I would appreciate that you put that down in the comments. For me personally, it has definitely given me a much more in-depth sense of my relationship with the Trinitarian Theophany. And it has smoothed out a lot of wrinkles in my life. It's like an iron. It makes your clothes nice and wrinkle-free. Not that there aren't trials and challenges, but they are more easily handled. But also, more importantly, that closeness that I get by taking the time every day and contemplating how goodness works and how wonderful it is. All right. Well, I pray that you all do well today. Please sanctify all those you meet. Get to know your neighbor. Start with just pleasantries and work your way up. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. And good morning. Good day, Denise.